I've been waiting to talk about this forever. The first highly anticipated game of the year is releasing tomorrow, Tales of Tanorio. And I'm here to not only prepare you for the official relaunch of the game, but I'm also here to tell you everything you need to know for the release of Tales of Tanorio. Honestly, there's a lot to cover, so let's get straight into this. We're gonna kick things off talking about shinies. Now, a lot of you guys are shiny enthusiasts such as myself as well, so this is what better topic to kick things off with than this. Now, shiny rate in this game is actually pretty generous. You know, usually it's like 1 in 6,000 in normal Pokemon, but in this, for the Tanorios in this game, the shiny rate is 1 out of 2,000. 1 in 2,000 chance to run into a shiny. And if you're chaining, you have a maxed out chain, the shiny rate can drop all the way down to 1 out of 256 chance. So the rate drops down significantly, and chaining is probably going to be an efficient way of farming shinies during release, that is. Now, me personally, I hate chaining, but at some point during the stream or maybe just later on into my progression, I probably will do some chaining just to show you guys how it is. And if you guys don't know what chaining is or need like a video on it, I will be doing that in the future. I won't do it now because chaining is late game stuff anyways, but I'll break it down for you in the future. Now, the most important part, at least for me, are the free starter Tanorios. They are not shiny lot. You can get the free starters that you get in the game as shinies. Now, as you know, when you play through the game or when you play through any type of Pokemon-esque game, there's usually like a cutscene that shows the starter Pokemon, and in this game there is a cutscene. In that cutscene, you will be able to see if the starter Pokemons are shiny or not. Now, this is where the tryharding comes in. If you see that none of the Pokemon there are shiny, you can just reset your game or F4 come out of the game and go back in and do the starter cutscene again. You can keep doing that until you find a shiny. You can keep farming the cutscene until you get a shiny starter Pokemon. Now, obviously there's free starter Pokemons, so the starter Pokemon you want may not end up being a shiny, but a shiny is better than no shiny. So just expect that to be a thing. You might not get the shiny you want, but you will get a shiny. And remember, it's 1 out of 2,000 chance for a shiny to happen. In this instance, it would be 3 out of 2,000, and it will take you a while. You may be lucky and get it within your first 10 tries, but that just means you may as well buy a lottery ticket today, because that's just not gonna happen. It can happen, but it's not gonna happen. So it may take some of you guys 1,000 tries, it may take some of you guys 10 tries, it may take some of you guys 100 tries, etc. It just depends on your luck. It's all RNG. Am I gonna try it? Maybe a few times, but I'm not gonna waste my time. By the way, there will be a global message for the first person to catch a shiny of the Tanorio's kind. So if you were to get a shiny starter, it would alert every server that you found the first shiny starter Pokemon, which is really cool. So that can be translated to the first person to find a shiny legendary, etc. It's kind of cool if you find you're the first person in the game to find a shiny legendary Pokemon, or Tanorio, sorry, Tan, and the whole game knows you're the first one. That is really cool. I love little things like that being implemented to the game. And there is another way to catch shinies: community days. Now, community days will happen every 1 to 2 weeks, depending on when the developers want it to happen. They will pick a certain day to a certain Tanorio, and they will boost its shiny odds as well as other attributes. So it might have, like, I don't know, it'll be a random Tanorio. They'll boost the spawn rate, they'll boost the shiny rate, and they'll boost its attributes. And during that day, everybody can run around the game and try catch that Pokemon. And I really find that to be cool. That's a cool community event that will happen every 1 to 2 weeks. And I love this feature. This is a really good feature. This is the equivalent to like ×2 EXP weekends, but for Pokemon. And I honestly, I love this. It gets me excited talking about it. You can hear my enthusiasm right now. Community days can also be earned through completing global missions, in which the entire community has to work together to achieve the target. So if the whole of Tales of Tanorio during launch is working together to get the community target mission completed, boom, we get community days early. So I'm not gonna lie to you, this brings a sense of unity to the game. And look, bro, we're not even halfway through the video and I'm already okay. Let's move on to the next one. Community days is crazy, shinies is crazy, we love that. Next, let's talk about tamer levels. Now apparently there is an equivalent to this in Lumion Legacy, but I haven't played Lumion Legacy since launch week, so that doesn't, I don't know anything about that. But in this game, the max tamer level is level 50, and this is not your Tanorio, this is your level. And you can gain EXP through trading, capturing, completing missions, PvP battles, and just playing the game in general. Over time when you're playing, you'll notice your character's level is going up, and the max level of that is 50. Now what can you do? What is the point of having these levels? You get rewards in the game for having a higher level, such as different items. Occasionally rare Tanarios can be probably bought using that system. I'm not too sure how that's gonna work. There's gonna be new missions that you can complete, and in future updates they said there might even be customizable Tanarios if you have a high level tamer level. So that's really cool, being able to customize your Tanorio. Hey man, possibilities are endless with that. That's a feature Pokemon's been missing out on in years. Also, this game is going to have mounts, and mounts have charging abilities which allow you to break down objects that might be blocking paths. So let's say there's a big tree in the way, you're on your mount, you can break the tree down and go through that path. Hidden paths and things of that nature, just like you would use TMs in Pokemon. Oh, they're HM. I'm pretty sure it's TM. Was it HMs? I'm tripping. I'm pretty sure it's HMs. The same way you use HMs in Pokemon to, you know, break rocks, break trees, cut, surf, boulder smash, etc. to go through secret paths. You're gonna have this in this game as well, which is pretty cool. A lot of secret areas to explore, and this is all during launch. Ruptures. Now, ruptures work just like how you think they work just from the look of it. Now, think of Pokemon Sword and Shield, raid dens. Scarlet and Violet have a very similar thing as well, and I'm pretty sure it works more like Scarlet and Violet than it does Sword and Shield, but Sword and Shield is the more fun game. Anyways, Tales of Tanorio will have a raid system, and from these raids you can get things like obviously capture the raid Pokemon, but you can get rewards such as EXP cubes, different berries, essence stones, whatever that is. And the difficulties will range from 1 star all the way to 7 stars, but during launch it's only going to be up to 3 stars. So 1 to 3 stars during launch, and later on in the post game or when the game gets updated, they're going to implement 4, 5 and 6 stars. Now 7 stars will be on the game during release. 7 stars are for things like events, and event raids will happen every so often, or if a developer feels like setting up a 7-star raid. It's really down to the developers. The event raids, there's going to be stuff like Christmas holidays, maybe like Halloween, Easter, Valentine's Day. Whenever the developers feel like there needs to be a 7-star, there'll be a 7-star. But just know it'll be seasonal stuff, it'll be event stuff, it might be someone's birthday, so they might want to host a 7-star. 7 stars will happen. Events are likely to happen quite often. Now, these ruptures spawn in the game every 10 minutes, and there can be a maximum of 4 raid dens in the entire server. Now, if someone defeats a raid den, obviously there'll be 3 raid dens, and another one will spawn 10 minutes later. Now, you can do raid dens by all going to the same raid den, and you can do them with your friends, up to 4 people, or one person can go to a raid den and invite their friends to it from anywhere in the map. And beware, random people can join if they're in that area too. So if you wanted to do a raid den with your friend and there's a bunch of people surrounding it, you're most likely not going to get to do it with your friends. Just saying. But raid dens is crazy, and I love this feature. I was never expecting it to be in this game, so the fact that it is there is pretty cool. Now, real quickly, we could talk about the Tanorio spawns. I love how much thought was put into the game in terms of something like this. There are many different factors that are actually going to affect things like Tanorio spawn mechanics. Situations such as the location, the weather, the time of day, all of these things will affect Tanorio spawns. And there's going to be weather systems such as rain, fog, hail, aurora, I think it's falling or shooting stars, and blood moon. And blood moon, aurora, hail, and shooting stars are all rare rare event type weather mechanics that are going to be happening occasionally, and apparently they are affected by the time or the weather in real life as well. Don't quote me on that, but all of these things are going to affect Pokemon spawns, evolutions, and things of that nature, which is super cool because you know a lot of games, or at least a lot of Roblox Pokemon games, don't take things like that into factor. So I do genuinely love that weather plays a huge part on Pokemon spawns. On top of that, you can actually see shiny Pokemon in the overworld and they don't despawn. So if you see a shiny, just make sure you catch it before your friends or any random other person in the server. If you see a shiny, it will not despawn, and you know, good luck. Good luck capturing it, honestly. There are also things like incenses that can be used in the game in order to increase encounter rates for Tanorio. They add 5 more overworld spawns to the area and they increase spawn rate by 3 times. So for example, if there's 10 Tanorios that spawn in this area, if you use the incense, there'll be 15 Tanorios that spawn in that area for a period of time, and they will be spawning in more frequently. Also, incenses are global, so everybody in the whole game will feel the effect of your incense in that area. As long as they're in the area and in your server, you can literally buy incenses for everybody, and they are untradeable. Yes, it's basically giving Blood Moon vibes from Voxel Blade. More on incenses, there are 3 tiers of them. There's tier 1 that increases the spawn rates for 10 minutes, tier 2 20 minutes, and tier 3 for 30 minutes. Yes, they are stacked and you can stack them up to 3 hours, so you can hyper farm. Very good way of finding shinies as well. So yeah, be ready to spend some money. From what I know, incenses are purchasable in game. By playing the game, you will be given incenses. You can get them from doing missions, your trainer level, and I'm very sure there's going to be a shop in game that you can buy them. I'm pretty sure you may be able to buy them in Roblox as well. It would make sense, but I'm not too sure. Now, originally there was meant to be 3 gym leaders added to the game during release. However, there were some technical issues and 3 out of the 20 original areas that were planned have been cut from the game. For now, the 3rd gym leader and the new areas are going to be added, as the developers said, 1 to 2 weeks after release. So 1 to 2 weeks after tomorrow, sometime before mid-March, we will be getting an update that brings some new content, which is not a long wait actually. Now, I'm not too sure which of the gym leaders got cut, because there was meant to be fire, water, and steel gym leaders. In this game, they're called stadium leaders or something like that, meaning we're only going to get 2, and I'm just going to assume the steel gym got cut from the mix, because water and fire make the most sense to have. They really do. Now, you can also encounter hordes of wild Pokemon out in the wild. Now, there is a 15 to 25% chance of this happening, so it's a pretty low percentage, but that's not that low either. It can happen quite frequently if you're unlucky, maybe even if you're lucky. And after completing a certain criteria in the storyline, the battle generates a chance of 4 random Tanorios Pokemon, for those of you who are still confused because I keep saying both. But yes, the game generates a random chance for 4 random Tanorio from just a random subpool to be added into the battle. So if you're lucky, you can encounter 4 rare Tanorios inside of a horde battle. And on top of that, if you are chaining and you ran into a horde, yes, there's a chance that one of those Pokemon may be a shiny. But if you run into a shiny Pokemon in a horde, it will break your chain. Just throwing that one out there. So yes, good luck with that. Hordes are a good way of farming shinies as well. Now, in terms of traits, natures, EVs and IVs, I am not too sure how these work in this game. I haven't found any sufficient information on these things, but we do know it's in the game. IVs will be important because 3-star, 4-star, 5-star, even 6-star and 7-star raid dens are gonna require you to have some high IV Pokemon. They're gonna need to be powerful as can be. So natures, traits, EVs, IVs will be important in this game, guys. It will be important. If you do need a breakdown on what EVs and IVs are, I will do that. However, I want to learn what it is or how this works in this game before I make a video on what it is, because it could work completely different. I don't know if it's similar to Pokemon or different to Pokemon, but assuming it is somewhat similar. IVs are going to be important, EVs are going to be important because of the raid den features, the raptures, or the ruptures. Sorry, I said raptures. Ruptures. So yeah, we're going to want strong Pokemon in our raid den battles, so you guys, you know, get to training your Pokemon. There's a bunch more information I'm pretty sure I've probably left out or haven't found out. I do have a video where this guy talks about a lot, if not everything that's coming, and I know he's covered more than I have, so I will have a link to his video just in case you want to learn a little bit more in the description down below. Go show him some love. Yeah, it's a pretty long video, but if you want to know, if you want to prepare for the game, it's an important video. Other than that, let me know what you guys are thinking. I won't lie, even though some of the content got cut for this game, there is a lot of content for this, replayable content too, so I'm genuinely looking forward to it. I'm definitely more excited now than I was yesterday for Tales of Tanorio, so can't wait for tomorrow. I'm gonna see y'all boys there. We are going to be streaming the release for this game. Hopefully hey man, I'm gonna see y'all tomorrow, bro, because I can't even speak anymore. Love y'all boys. Hit that subscribe button if you haven't already. Peace.